Ayo, solid, be the realest.
You know why nobody wants to eat wheat waffles? Because they taste like cardboard. But what we're gonna do is chow down on some protein waffles with a little bit of cinnamon dolce. And that's the trick. You gotta make it taste good.
That's a good one.
Cold approach has the lowest rate of return. In my opinion, if you're not at least a 6 or above in SMV, I wouldn't even bother with cold approach. The rate of return is just too low. And don't let where the line is drawn deceive you. 6 or above is the top 25% of men. Most guys are a 5 or below. If you try approaching as a 4 or 5, it's like trying to cut down a tree, but with a kitchen knife. And if you try approaching as a 3, it's like using a toothbrush.
I agree with him, but he's being way too generous with that. He's like, oh, if you're not a 6 or above, you're wasting your time cold approaching. In my opinion, if you're not a 7.5 and above, you're wasting your time cold approaching. You should be spending your time in the gym trying to get your body better than 70% of other men, which is not that difficult. It sounds difficult because it's like, yeah, I am they, but that puts me in the top 30% of guys. That's high. Really? It's not high when you take into consideration that most guys aren't exercising, working out, or taking their fitness seriously. They're not dedicated to it. They're not putting in the time, the effort, or the discipline. So that gives you the advantage, actually, if you just turn a switch in your mind and make a decision. Be disciplined and consistent with that, and stop worrying about what girls are rejecting you. If you work on that and then start cold approaching, you would already have the increased confidence that comes from being disciplined. You would already have the confidence that comes from looking better than you did when you started. And you would also have the confidence that comes from practice, like rehearsal, practicing, talking to women. You'd already be more comfortable and confident walking up to them because you've been already doing it so frequently. So why would this guy be telling people not to cold approach when in all actuality, the major component in cold approaching is confidence? The question is, how do you get that confidence? You don't just decide to be confident. You decide to improve yourself in areas, and that in turn is going to give you confidence, because that's the byproduct of achievement. The byproduct of being successful at something is you become confident now. Okay, so if that's the main driver to cold approaching in the first place, why would he be telling you not to cold approach when that's what's going to develop that trait?
Toothbrush. It's often said that as a man on online dating, you're just another guy in her inbox among hundreds of others. Well, I think a similar thing is to be said about cold approach. Another guy in her inbox among hundreds of others. Well, I think a similar thing is to be said about cold approach, but just to a lesser degree. You're likely just one of dozens of others who's approached her in the previous months. Now, obviously, to be one of dozens is a lot better than being one of hundreds, but it's still not that much better. Cold approaching a woman is in essence a sales pitch of yourself. You have 5 minutes to show why you're deserving of a woman's time to see her again. However, the problem is it's way too easy for a woman to forget about you once you're gone.
So this is where I'm going to disagree with him, right? Because there would be a contradiction there. How many times have you seen a video title, "Why Men Don't Approach Anymore"? How many times have you heard women complaining that guys don't approach them anymore? So which one is it? There's loads of guys that are approaching every attractive woman, or most guys aren't cold approaching nowadays? Do you not see how the message is contradictory? It's no, guys. What you need to do, work on your appearance and work on approaching women as frequently as possible, as responsibly as possible, so you're not being called a creep and accused of something, okay? And that's actually going to give you an advantage, because most guys aren't hollering at women. So there's not a ton of guys approaching women. In fact, women tell me all the time how it's one of the most annoying things is seeing a guy, he says nothing to them, and then that same guy DMs them. That same guy, and he's like, "Hey, I just saw you at so-and-so," and it's like, why are you messaging her, but you just saw her and you didn't say anything to her in real life? So you actually have an advantage by having the balls to go up to women in real life, because this generation has no balls. This generation is a bunch of cowards, and they're afraid of rejection. Oh no. Have you ever heard that women are terrified of rejection? Have you ever heard that women can't handle rejection? You know what that means? By being so fragile when it comes to rejection from the opposite sex, you're actually literally being feminine. Because that's a female trait. Is a guy rejecting them being the worst thing that could happen in the world, and it shatters their self-esteem. And then, oh my God, he rejected me. Oh, I can't even get out of bed. That's some bitch shit. So as a guy, you should be able to just take rejection and go like this. You should be able to just keep brushing it off. Guys, bro.
This explains why the flake rate is so high in cold approach and then flake on the text later instead of having to...
All right, now I'm gonna show you how he's misinterpreting female behavior in that sense. He's over here saying that, yeah, women would rather just give out their number rather than to reject a guy in person, you know, and they'll just flake on him later. No. Women are actually using the strategy I'm telling you you should be using, which is maximizing your options by cold approaching as many women as possible. See, what the women are doing is saying there will come a day when I'm bored and lonely and there's nobody messaging me, there's nobody hitting me up. So I might as well keep on giving out my number just so that there's more options out there, more guys trying to see me, take me out, talk me up, whatever. Now, when the guy actually does get to texting, unfortunately, he's probably saying some real limp dick shit, okay, that's boring her, turning her off, while some other guy is saying something more interesting. So he can't even win the night by default, okay? But if a girl's doing absolutely nothing and you're even slightly interesting, she'll be like, all right, I'll go out with this guy because nothing else is really going on. And he seems like he might sort of kind of be fun, okay? But if your text game is trash, which you are if you're getting ignored, your text game is probably trash. So what he's describing is not women just frivolously giving out their number and then deciding later, oh, let me flake on this guy. No, what he's describing is women giving guys a shot and then missing that shot because they text some boring ass shit that's not getting her attention, guys. Which is, again, why you not only need practice, but you need to be properly interpreting what's going on the other end so you know what adjustments to make. So many of these dudes think they know what's going on the other end with these women, and they absolutely have no idea what's going on, which is why I do not suggest this warm approach, ask a friend if his girlfriend has a friend for me type bullshit. Because when you do dumb shit like that, what ends up happening is you end up wasting your time entertaining a chick that actually doesn't really like you that much, and other guys who she does like much more than you are getting all kind of results with this chick with no time and no effort while your dumbass is over there placating to her and entertaining her, and you think that you're getting somewhere. You think, oh, this girl likes me. Oh man, this is going really, really well. I really like this girl. And I'm going to see her again for the second time this week. I think she's the one. And while you're doing all of that, she's just letting you kill dead time. And in the moment that some attractive dude, some dude that is confident, some dude that does have experience talking to women in person, cold approaching, does have balls, is a risk taker, is confident, is assertive, calls her, now all the work that you just put in crumbles down and she runs off with that guy. And that's when you start saying, why ain't she answering my text messages? It's been 8 hours already. Usually she doesn't take this long to respond. I don't know what's going on. I'm getting worried. I'm panicking. Oh my God. Next day, oh my God, she still hasn't texted me from yesterday. I think she's ghosting me. Oh! Yeah, she's on somebody else's beef jerky. Because you tried this soft-ass approach that he's recommending to you, rather than going out there and sharpening your iron.
My next and final point on why you shouldn't cold approach, which is that cold approach has the biggest effects on your self-esteem compared to any other form of approaching. And this is partially because of what I've just described. When a woman gives out her number to avoid rejecting a man, it temporarily gives him a false sense of hope.
So this is the other fucking thing that irritates the hell out of me. His third and final argument for why you shouldn't cold approach is because if it doesn't work out well, which it usually doesn't, it's gonna be devastating to your self-esteem. All right, guys. Again, this is some other feminine stuff. This is other stuff that comes out of the female book, all right? Your self-esteem being attached to how other people treat you, that reminds me of that Cat Williams joke.
You fucked up my self-esteem. Bitch, it's called self-esteem. It's esteem of your motherfucking self, bitch. How the fuck can I fuck up how you feel about you, simple bitch?
You want to take this advice, which you're free to do. Go ahead. Take whatever advice makes more sense to you. But let me just whisper some logic in your ear, brothers. Why would you be over here protecting an already frail and weak ego, a frail and weak self-esteem? Why would you be protecting that pussy ass shit rather than making it harder, making it stronger, making it better? Why wouldn't you be working on being more masculine instead of, sitting here and acting like a little feminine girly man? Oh, please don't offend me. Please don't hurt my feelings. If ever she was to reject me, I think I might commit the suicide. Stop it, guys. This is nonsense. This is utter ridiculous. I'm sorry, man. I love, respect, and appreciate Wheat Waffle's effort and his research and whatever. But I'm sorry, I gotta step in and say my shit. Guys, stop taking this type of advice because it's gonna keep you weak, soft, depressed, and unsatisfied. All right? Stop tying your self-esteem to whether or not some girl rejected you when you tried to do a cold approach for the first time in your life. It's nonsense. Your self-esteem should come from what you do for yourself and what you do with yourself, meaning what you're able to accomplish, what you're able to become good at, what you're able to overcome, what you're able to conquer. That's where your self-esteem comes from, bro. So instead of protecting your self-esteem from women, protecting it from women, I gotta stay clear of rejection. I can't tolerate rejection, so I'm not even gonna try. I'm not gonna take any risks because God forbid a woman rejects me. Instead of taking that approach, you should be saying, I am going to be resilient at this. I'm going to get good at this. All of this bad for your self-esteem, pussy talk, that's some sissy talk. Don't even talk like that, think like that, or act like that.
But furthermore, if you warm approach the correct way, you can minimize the risk of rejection.
All right, there goes that talk about minimizing risk. Bro, stop. You don't want to minimize risk, bro. You ever heard that there is no gain without any risk? So you do realize by minimizing risk, you're also minimizing gain. So unless we're talking about making money or investing money, you shouldn't be scared of risk, guys. Okay, you're not gonna lose anything that you need. What you're gonna lose is your ability to be hurt, for your feelings to be hurt. You guys got to take the feelings out of this. This feeling shit is ridiculous. But I guess that's what happens being raised by single mothers, because I couldn't imagine how guys could be so sensitive if they were raised by strong men. I just don't see how that could be the case, because your father would have already got that crybaby weakness out of you a long time ago, back when you were still a kid. But yeah, the same as standing up to a bully is going to build confidence and character and self-esteem is the same way that getting comfortable with approaching women and taking that risk, which I don't really see as such a big risk in the first place, because think about it. What do you lose by cold approaching? If you don't cold approach, you're not cold approaching, you don't have any women's. You don't got any chicks to begin with. And if you cold approach and it fails, you don't get the chick. So what did you lose? You didn't lose anything. You maintained the same nothingness that you had. What you lost was an opportunity to get better at talking to women. So you lose by not cold approaching is my point. You don't lose by cold approaching and it not being successful. You don't lose because you didn't have anything to lose in the first place. That's why you were hollering at her. And if you have other chicks, then hollering at a new chick is not going to lose the chicks you already have. So cold approaching is not a losing game. It's either you gain or you don't. But you at least always gain experience. So either you gain confidence and experience and the girl, or you gain just the confidence and the experience. This should be a no-brainer, guys. I should start giving out authentic calculators. That should be the first merch I have, is authentic calculators, so you guys can do the damn math.
Waiting for a girl to give clear choosing signals. This could be her deliberately laughing at bad jokes, or she repeatedly replies to a man's story with flirtatious remarks.
Okay, this guy doesn't understand women. That's why so many guys get led on and they don't even realize that the girl didn't like them until way later, because they're misinterpreting all of these behaviors as choosing signals. That's just because they're not familiar enough with girls, have been around girls enough, talked to girls enough, had results with girls enough to see the difference between a girl just being nice and a girl actually liking them. A girl just being flirtatious to get free attention, and a girl actually wanting to do something with them. What he just described does not mean a chick likes you, bro. I'm sorry. And to be honest with you, unless you're a Chad like what he's talking about, it's highly unlikely that some girl that you're over here playing slow ball with is going to be attracted to you, because that within itself is a turn off to women. That pussyfooting around, that's a turn off to women, bro. They want guys to just be direct. They want guys to make a clear distinction. I'm not trying to be your friend. I'm not trying to just hang out. I'm not trying to do any of that stuff. I'm trying to be your man. I'm trying to be your dude. I'm trying to mess with you like that. Nothing platonic over here. That's what they like. Okay, all these guys that are trying to come in there and blur the lines and act like, oh I wasn't trying to ask you out or anything like that, unless you want to go out or something like that. No. I don't want you to be my girlfriend, unless you want to be my girlfriend. That shit is whack.
Nice that a lot of guys make the mistake of. They don't understand that it's extremely disingenuous, and females can sense disingenuity. They have intuition. They have survival intuition. They can tell if like a guy is faking being nice because he wants to attack them. Like that's how they evolved. Right. And most dudes, when you're being that nice to a chick that you barely know, like overly nice, it is disingenuous. She knows it is. You know it is. Like you don't care about her that much.
She knows that we're different on a fundamental level. So when you get to agreeing and you act like you hate Trump too, she knows you're full of it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course.
And it's what girls do. Remember, doing what girls do doesn't turn girls on. Girls like dudes that are masculine because it's different and opposite to feminine. But if you try their strategies and their techniques and you're afraid of what they're afraid of, you might as well just be one of them.
Now, obviously, you need to be at least average, if not above average, in order to have women give you choosing signals in the first place.
See, he just contradicted the hell out of himself. He's over here telling you that if you're not above 5, you shouldn't cold approach. You should warm approach women that you already know from work or school or a friend of a friend, and then wait on the girl to give you choosing signals. But she isn't going to give you choosing signals if you're not above a 5. Do you not see the glaring contradiction in that? Yeah, I get it. I keep stopping the video. You guys can't even hear it. Yeah, because it's just so irritating to hear this. It's irking me to hear him say this nonsense. That's why I keep stopping it, because it's like, stop. It's bullshit, right? But please, feel free to go listen to the video yourself and then come back and watch this video again. Like it, share with somebody else that needs to hear this. But yes, there's a glaring contradiction. The man literally said, if you are 5 or below, cold approaching is a waste of time. You should warm approach and wait for choosing signals and then shoot your shot. And then he says, but women most likely aren't going to send you choosing signals unless you're above a 5. Wait, what? So that means you should be too scared to cold approach and waste your time waiting on the woman to give you signals that you probably won't get anyway because you weren't attractive enough to cold approach. This bad math is making my head hurt.
But the point is, if and when they do happen, if you follow the steps, it's unlikely you'll get rejected when you approach her, which therefore means your self-esteem will always remain intact.
See, there he goes again with this pussy-ass self-esteem stuff. Let me tell you what he's really saying. Don't take any risk when it comes to females, and just wait around until an opportunity presents itself that either has no risk whatsoever or has some type of safety net for you. Safety net. Women go through life looking for safety nets and avoiding doing something without there being a safety net. That's what women do. Women move out of the house, and if they fuck it up and can't pay their rent, don't worry, they can go back home to mommy and daddy. That's a safety net. See what I'm saying? Women go out there and recklessly throw their body around, and if they get pregnant, they just go ahead and get an abortion. Safety net. That's female strategy. This is what he's telling you to do. Don't shoot your shot until it's safe and there's a guarantee that you're not going to get rejected. And then when you finally do start actually interacting with women, if it ever happens, you'll be so late and so far behind in the game. You'll be an older dude that still doesn't know shit about women or understand women. So in other words, what I'm trying to say to you is stop wasting time. You need to start getting familiar with women yesterday. Straight up. Because women get familiar with the opposite sex right away. By 14, 15, women are already interacting with guys and learning how to deal with guys very young age. And they're usually dating older dudes. Just saying, guys. Which is why these women are running circles around y'all in the first place.
Most guys who practice cold approach know it's mostly a numbers game. They're happy to get rejected 95% of the time in order.
All right, listen. Women is always a numbers game. It's always been and always will be a numbers game. Period. Doesn't matter if you're cold approaching. It doesn't matter if you're trying to meet them online dating. It doesn't matter if you're trying to meet them on social media. And yes, it doesn't matter if you're trying to get referred by somebody. If a girl is attractive and she's worth having as a girlfriend, or if a girl's attractive and she's worth sleeping with, I hate to tell you this, guys, but you're not the only dude that wants to be referred to her. So I don't know why he's acting like, you know, if you meet them at school, somehow there's less competition. What are you talking about? You're still competing with all the other lanes and avenues to meet her. Even though you're not taking those lanes, you're still competing with those lanes because other guys are taking those lanes. So in actuality, what he's telling you sounds like, oh, it's less competition if I do it this way. Oh, less opportunity for failure or rejection. Wow, yeah, this sounds like the safe way to go. You know, safety net, right? No. Just because you don't have the balls to holler at a girl in person does not mean that you now prevent anyone else from hollering at her in person. Just because you don't want to talk to her through a dating app does not mean that she's not meeting other guys through a dating app. Just because you're trying to like meet her at school, that doesn't mean that other guys aren't also meeting her at school, guys. You see what I'm trying to say? So you're actually limiting yourself is what you're doing. You think that you're increasing your opportunity for success and decreasing your potential to get rejected, when actually all you're doing is limiting yourself to this one way to sort of kind of meet girls. And you're also limiting yourself to like the few girls you meet that way, which is stupid. How many girls are you really going to meet through something else? And why does being around this girl frequently because of work or school or proximity somehow give you a better opportunity? It actually doesn't. If you're trying to like grow on a girl, you're doing it completely wrong, because that's not the reason why you want this woman to let you into her life, bro. That slow and steady strategy that you're using, I'm telling you right now, you're not Clark Kent. All right? Think about it. That didn't work for Clark Kent. But as Superman, he has no problem getting Lois. Clark Kent's entire life revolves around Lois. Superman got a lot of other more important things to do, and Lois is his groupie. Just saying, guys. It's a flawed strategy.
To get through to that last 5% that will accept them. Now, I'm not saying you should rule out cold approach solely because of this reason, but the idea, if rejection still hurts, you haven't been rejected enough, only goes so far.
Nonsense. If all you're doing is machine gunning the same thing, and that thing already doesn't work, why would you keep on spitting out that same thing? So if you're improving your looks and improving your game and constantly talking to women for the experience more than the girl, that's another thing that I've been told, guys, in much earlier videos. When I'm telling you to go out there and cold approach, and I'm going out there and telling you to talk to girls, I'm not telling you to put all of this pressure on getting a good response from this one girl. I'm telling you to put none. I'm saying, yo, just holler at her, and that's the goal. The goal is to just holler at her. Stop making the goal be that she likes me and that it's magical, and then she gives me her number, and then when I call and she doesn't flake, and then we go out and we fall in love, and then we have babies. Stop putting all of that on it. It's not that fucking serious. It's just, yo, that girl looks good. I'm finna go over there and talk to her. That's it. That should be the extent of your goal. That should be the extent of your ambition. It's just, she looks good. I'm gonna go talk to her. I'll be back, guys. And if you go over there and she rejects you, you come back, your boys laugh at you, you have a good old time with it, and in your head, you go over and analyze it and say, all right, so what did I do wrong? Was I too aggressive? Was I not aggressive enough? Were my jokes not funny? And you think about it to learn, not to try to figure out, how do I get her? Because you guys be so hung up on the same chick. The amount of guys that I talk to on consults, and all that they're worried about is this one particular girl. It's like, my dude, that's what we're talking about? We're talking about this one particular girl? So you don't want to get better with women. You don't want to get more confident. You don't want more experience. No, you just want to figure out why this one girl didn't call you back? What the? What? Wait, what? Bro, go over to the girl, shoot your shot. If it goes in, you got to take it from there. The work just begun now. Now it's like, all right, when should I call her? When should I hit her up? What should I say? I already got to start thinking of a date, because if I holler at her and I want to see her, I have to have a plan. Where am I taking her? What am I doing? What's going to be different about it? What's going to be unique about it? How am I going to stand out? The work just starts, bro, if she gives you the number, guys. You guys are unbelievable. So if a girl doesn't give you the number, so what? So what? Stop it.
What I'm saying is that cold approach requires a thicker skin than any other approaching method out there. There are no...
Which is why it's exactly what you should be doing, not what you should be avoiding. Go to what makes you the strongest. Fuck.
Safety nets, unlike the other methods. Online approach has the online shield and no one's watching safety nets. Nightclubs also have the no one's watching safety net, as well as the alcohol safety net. And lastly, as already stated, warm approach has the choosing signals safety net. So, as you can see, cold approach is the only approaching method.
I probably shouldn't have responded to this video, because now it makes me... Now I hate Wheat Waffles' advice. Now I think his entire channel is trash now. See? I was okay with it before. Before I was responding to it objectively to try to figure out what would be more beneficial to guys, I had no feelings about it. I was indifferent about it. I was like, yeah, that's true. That's true. I can see how that data would pan out. But now I'm irritated because I'm invested in guys. I'm invested in guys leveling up and getting better. And this is counterproductive content. It's counterproductive information and suggestions. I'm just being honest, guys. I'm not hating on Wheat Waffles. Yeah, I get it. He has like 100,000 subs. I guess that means he's better than me. I guess that means that his advice is more valuable. Because all it sounds like to me is making excuses and justification for guys not getting the results that their heart desires. Because the truth of the matter is, guys don't want to not come in contact with women. Guys don't want to not talk to women in person that they don't know, that they're trying to meet. That's not what men actually want. Men actually want those things. But because those things are scary and they're not guaranteed and they're hard, is why guys are gravitating towards this type of content. Because they're hopeless. They're not getting better. They're not learning what they need to do. They don't know what they need to do. So they're trying to find reasons to maintain their sanity by saying, oh, you know what? It doesn't work anyway. Oh, it's a waste of time anyway. Oh, I shouldn't even try. And oh, it's not my fault. And oh, I was born a force. So, okay. So tell me this, guys. So what's to be said for the guys that are below 5 in looks, but they're successful? They make great money. They're cocky and confident, and they don't sit here and placate to women to get women to like them. They just say, this is what it is. This is what I am. I'm 5'6". I make $500K a year. You want to go out or what? And no, I'm not going to stop smoking this cigar in my car. If you don't like it, I'll drop you off. What about those guys? What about those guys that are confident and they've already accepted their looks and they don't even care? And they used to make it to the gym, but now they barely ever do because, you know, they're too busy making all this money. What about those guys? What about those guys that every time a chick complains or says something, they're like, listen, Toots, I don't want to hear this, so you can beat it. You want to go, you can go. And the girl's like, no, daddy, I don't want. What about those guys? Because those guys exist. Guys that aren't tall and handsome and good looking, but yet they figured out how to win in life. And they don't have this attitude of, I chase women. They have an attitude of, I replace women. What about those guys? Those guys were not listening to Wheat Waffles, I'll tell you that.
Out there are no safety nets unlike the other methods. Online approach has the online shield and no one's watching safety nets. Nightclubs also have the no one's watching safety net as well as the alcohol safety net. And lastly, as already stated, warm approach has the choosing signals safety net. So, as you can see, cold approach is the only approaching method out there where it is just you on your own and you have no other choice but to take every rejection as it comes. Where it is just you on your own and you have no other choice but to take every rejection as it comes.
Okay, hold on. It's just you on your own? When did guys need somebody else to be successful with women, to acquire women? What do you mean it's just you on your own? I'm sorry, who are you supposed to be with? Who's supposed to be holding your hands? Again, female logic. Women are the ones that are like, I don't know if I'm going to go out because I have to see if my friends are going to go. Women are the ones that are like, I got to take a pee. Girls, let me know when we can go take a bathroom break together. That's girls. Girls are the ones that are like, hey girl, what you doing today? I want to go look for those shoes. Can you come with me to the mall? Because I want to go by myself. That's women. Hey, I want to meet this guy, but I don't want to go by myself. Girl, could you come with me? He's going to meet me at so-and-so, but if you can't come with me, I'm not going to go because I'm not going to go by myself because, you know, I don't want to be out there all alone. I don't know, bro. This sounds like, I'm being objective here. This sounds like a lot of feminine-ass thought process right here. That you shouldn't cold approach because it's the one way to meet women where you're guaranteed to be all on your own.
To say guys need to toughen up, but as someone who's done it myself, I think there's a reason for why I'd estimate around 80% of guys out there have not once tried it.
Okay, now there was a lot in that 4 seconds. He said guys need to just toughen up, and as a guy that's done it myself, I'm sorry, bro. He's definitely not speaking from the standpoint of a guy that's just toughened up. If that was the case, it wouldn't sound like he's constantly whining about how hard it is when you weren't just born good looking, how unfair it is, or how futile it is to try to meet women if you don't already look good and you're tall. That does not sound like the narrative of someone that, you know, toughened up. It's actually the opposite. That's the narrative of the opposite of a guy that just learned to tough it up and deal with the playing field as is. And then the last thing that he said was, cold approaching is hard, and I guess that's why over 80% of men have never done it. Bro, that was gold right there. Yes, very few guys have actually ever cold approached before. So now I'm going to go ahead and throw a riddle in there, if I may. What is it on earth that you could like never do and never have done, but yet be entitled to being good at or getting good results with? No, honestly, I'll wait. Walking is simple, but babies struggle with it when they first start crawling and they first start standing up for a couple of seconds before they fall down. But yeah, walking is simple. Everybody does it. Yeah, everybody that's not a toddler anymore. Babies don't just magically stand up from the crib and start walking. They have to practice this shit. And they got to fall down and get back up and fall down and get back up. And they got to kind of hold on to stuff and do all that. That's what babies got to do to learn how to stand and walk. So how the hell is this guy going to sit here and act like because guys aren't guaranteed good results, cold approaching the first time out the gate, that they should just not do it at all? What kind of logic is that? And then he's telling you, don't cold approach because there's so many other guys doing it that it's so competitive because as soon as you're done talking to her, a better looking guy is going to come and talk to her. Really? A better looking guy out of what percent? Because you just said like 80% of guys have never done it. So it sounds to me like only good looking guys are cold approaching these women. Huh. So you think good looking guys just started cold approaching girls right out the gate? They just woke up and said, oh shit, is that a mirror? Oh shit, god damn, I'm an 8. I better start cold approaching. It's not how it works, bro. It's not. Because I know good-looking dudes, and I'm supposed to be a good-looking guy. And cold approaching was never easy for me to develop in the beginning. And neither was it for any of the other guys that got good results with it. There's no guy that's going to tell you that he was a cold approaching natural. Because you have to learn how to actually talk to women and make conversation with women, approach women, and not make them feel like you're wasting their time. That's a skill set. It takes practice, which is why there are unattractive dudes that can talk up a girl for the longest, and the girl enjoy the conversation and the engagement, and then afterwards she'd be like, oh, no, I don't give my number out. Yeah, because she's not attracted to him, and she wasn't interested in hooking up or anything like that, but the conversation was good. The dude was confident. The dude was interesting, so she made time to talk to him. So the point that I'm trying to make is getting good results with cold approaching doesn't have as much to do with your looks as you think, okay? Being attractive enough that women want to sleep with you, that is more contingent on your looks. All right, guys, so in any event, you can take everything that I said with a grain of salt, man. All I'm saying is try it. Rather than just sitting around making excuses for why you don't have the balls to go talk to a woman, That's never going to get you anything. And most of the guys that struggle with talking to women struggle with talking to guys they don't know either. So with that being said, is it really about the females or is it about you as an individual? Because if you can't go up and talk to guys that you don't know, you're not going to be able to network when it comes to business. You're not going to be able to make friends. You're not going to be able to have people to hang out with. You're not going to have people to share and enjoy your hobbies with. You're not going to be able to do much of anything if you don't know how to like talk to strangers and meet strangers. So I think guys need to stop cowering from that and just start getting better at it immediately. And I get it. It's hard. I can date you. It's really hard. Yeah, it's hard because you have no confidence or self-esteem. And the reason why is not because of the world around you. It's because you didn't take the time to get good at anything. There was something that I heard someone say to a little kid, a little boy, and it made so much sense. He made it so simple. Because the little boy's problem was he didn't have any friends. And the dude was like, yo, what are you good at? And the little boy was like, nothing. He's like, that's why you don't have any friends. And it is really that simple. When you're not good at anything, nobody wants to know you. Why? Know you for what? You're not good at anything. What are we going to do together? You suck at everything. So the first thing is you need to get good at shit. Get good at something. Pick something and get good at it. I don't care what it is. So unless you're in a coma, there really isn't that many excuses. I don't care if you're in a wheelchair. I know people in wheelchairs and they have friends. Most of them are also in wheelchairs. See what I'm trying to say? But people make friends based on what they're familiar with. So whatever you like, whatever you're into, get good at that, build confidence, meet women. All right, guys, that's pretty much all I can say, bro. So that's that. If you want to know exactly what he said, go watch the video yourself. But I just spent an hour giving you all this damn game, giving you all this encouragement, all this motivation. I didn't have time to let him also tell you a conflicting message of weakness. But if you want to go seek out, you know what I'm saying, that type of content, the internet is full of it right now. But over here on Authentic Alphas, I'd like guys to rise to the occasion. Speaking of which, Get Fit Challenge is starting September 15th, but I'm not waiting around for you, and neither is anybody else that signed up. I already have 3 people that signed up already, so I have to kind of move on that clock. You know what I'm saying? So I can't procrastinate or stall out for anybody else. So if you're not going to pussyfoot around and you want to like take a time out from not getting women at all or trying to get women and get rejected, or just take a time out from being unsatisfied with yourself and your body or whatever the fuck your issue is, I'll tell you this much. How many successful people have all mentioned getting in shape and fitness? Seems to be a common thread. Yeah, because it's very important to men. It's very important. It's essential to a man's psyche that he be fit and healthy and in shape. So, like I was saying, September 15th, we're getting started. So you need to be signed up and ready to go long before September 15th. So you got just over 15 days, guys, to get your payment in, get me all your information, get on the damn list, get me your phone number, your email, your starting picture and stats, you know, weight, height, body fat percentage, all that good information. You need to get all that shit to me immediately. All right, guys, I'm gonna see you on the next one. Shout out to Wheat Waffles, man. Keep doing whatever the hell it is that you're doing, man. But for guys that don't want to just give up on the dating market, because this is the thing. I love it when guys be like, oh, forget these females. That's why I'm good on these females anyway. I don't care about these females. It's like, I don't want to. It's like you guys are misinterpreting my message, my information. I'm not telling you to just ignore women and forget about them because that's how they are. They're so entitled. They're so unrealistic. Oh, women are so difficult. That's why I just give up on them completely. Like, no, absolutely not. If you're a heterosexual dude, as much as you would like to ignore women, but the point is you still like that thing. So you shouldn't have to go without it completely. You need to just be in control of the situation, right? So in order to be in control of your relation to women, is you have to first actually be able to attract women. You have to be able to actually have a good time with women and they have a good time with you in turn. You have to be actually good in bed. You see what I'm saying? You have to first be good at these aspects of interacting with women. Then after that, now you're actually in control of that interaction. So now you can say, I'm busy. I got to focus on work. I got to focus on this. I got to do this. And this is the time that I put aside that I'm willing to spend on females or a female. I'm willing to invest. But when guys are sitting around trying to get girls and they're like over here talking to girls and when can I see you and oh, you know, when can we go out? Bro, that's not how you're not in control of anything now. So now you're kind of just on call. You're just like in this little jar, you know what I'm saying? You're just waiting around for her to take you out the toy box and play with you. That's no life that a man should have. You need to be preoccupied with your shit, your goals, your purpose, your mission, your work, your hobbies, your friends, all of that type of stuff. And when you have or are willing to spend time with females or a female, that's when you make yourself available for that. But guys are just making themselves available in general, waiting around, still not getting picked. It's stupid. All right. And the girls are the ones running around deciding what they want to do and what they want to prioritize. I don't got a man because I'm focused on myself. I'm focused on work. I'm focusing on my career. How you going to let women be the ones to make that decision? That's a guy's narrative. So the women today talk like they're men and the men today talk like they're women. Oh, I need a safety net. Oh, it's too scary. Oh, it's whiskey. Oh, I don't want to. Oh, she might reject me. Oh, that's how women need to be talking. Right? And these men today talk like they need women, like they need women to accept them and approve of them and shit. And then the women are the ones talking like, I don't need men. We want men sometimes when we feel like it. And I'm just like, damn, this shit is backwards than a mother. That's how the guys are supposed to be talking. Like, yeah, I don't need women, but when I feel like it, I'll go mingle with some chicks, or I'll go hang out with a girl, or I'll let a girl spend the night or whatever. When I feel like it. Other than that, I got shit that I need to do that I care about. So it's just backwards, guys, is what I'm trying to say. So take control of your manhood, okay? Because if not, then your urges is going to control you. When guys sit here and tell me that they watch prong, I'm like, you got time for prong? In this day and age, you got time to watching other people have sex? That, to me, that's just crazy. That blows my mind. You got time to watch other people have sex. You know why you have time to watch other people have sex? Because you ain't got no chicks of your own on demand. If you had women of your own on demand, then the time in your schedule for your sexuality would be spent with a chick, not playing with yourself, not touching on yourself. So no, I'm not shaming guys for watching porn. I'm just saying it's a reflection of your lack of control over your own sexuality. That's what I'm trying to say. So you guys can take it however you want with that sissy shit. Like, oh, again, these judging guys and these shaming guys. If that's the way you want to look at it, that's just more female language to me. When you tell a chick about what she's doing and she says that you're shaming her or you're judging her or whatever, no, I'm saying it doesn't make sense. Because if that's the case, then show me all the guys that would rather choose adult content over real women. If I'm wrong about that, and I'm just shaming guys about their adult content addiction, then go ahead and show me all the guys that would prefer adult content, watching strangers on a screen, than actually being with a real woman in real life. Show me all those guys, and then you'll be right and I'll be wrong. If you got issues with prong and you can't stop watching and you can't stop touching yourself, if you have the motivation to be dealing with it in the first place, to me that means you haven't got any control over your sex life. Because if you did, you'd be sleeping with real women. All right, guys? So anyhow, I'm finally done. Peace.
It's easy to say guys need to toughen up, but as someone who's done it myself, I think there's a reason for why I'd estimate around 80% of guys out there have not once tried it.